All right, thanks, guys. Happy Sunday morning to you. We once again improved yesterday to 6-2 in my last 8 daily best play tier package picks on patreon.com/BrockPage. And of course, that's a site that I operate that gives you premium daily sports picks beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. We're also 4-2 straight up in our last 6 extra daily pick tier package plays on that website as well. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. But before we go ahead and move on, let's go ahead and take a look at some Nicaraguan basketball action. Baloncesto de Nicaragua, Torneo Carlos Ulloa. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at Bonanza taking on Leones de Managua in a 12 p.m. Eastern showdown. The Leones are the massive 15-point favorite with a total at 146, juice to the under. And if you like Bonanza in an upset, they're currently plus 650 on the money line. And speaking of Bonanza, they put up 78 points in round 1 of this tournament, despite a losing effort against Jinotega in round 1. It could possibly bode well for Bonanza backers against the slower-paced Managua team, who scored just 62 points in their 5-point opening round loss against Costa Caribe. Matter of fact, the Leones got off to a terribly slow start in the Carlos Ulloa tournament, scoring just 11 points in the first quarter and just 23 total points by halftime. Now, total-wise, it looks like this number is a bit high. Leones once again scored just 62 and proves to play at a bit of a slower pace. 15 points are a lot to be giving up in this spot here. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward the underdogs, Bonanza, plus 15, and the under 146 in that contest. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and purslines out for Sunday's Nicaraguan basketball action. Happy Sunday to you. Hopefully you're having a good weekend. Now, before we go ahead and move on with the program, I just want to quickly remind you once again to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where we once again improved the 6-2 straight up in our last 8 daily best play tier package picks on that website yesterday. We're also 4-2 straight up in our last 6 extra daily pick tier package plays as well. That's a very good package for us right now. We do daily premium sports picks on that website beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. We also have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. Currently, we have well over 675 members signed up and active on that page. Now, you might be wondering, why would all those folks sign up to receive Patreon picks, where they can get those here right on YouTube for free? Won't cost them a dime, and that's certainly a great point, a great concern. But there is a big problem with me handicapping every single game that's on the board, side and total, and the problem is this. If you were to go ahead and bet every single game that's on the board that I put out here on YouTube, side and total, you are pretty much guaranteeing yourself failure. And I know that sounds crazy, but just hear me out. If you're going to go ahead and bet every single game that's on the slate with your hard-earned money, side and total, it's certainly not a winning formula for success. And as a matter of fact, it's a recipe for disaster. The books are way too smart. They're way too sharp. They certainly have a lot more money than you and I do combined to be able to absorb that kind of action. And most important, the math becomes aggressively against you the more and more games you play like that. So what I do on Patreon is I make life a lot easier for you. I break it down and focus in on just 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They're high percentage picks, games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, my current Patreon record is a whole lot better than it is here on YouTube, handicapping every single game that's on the board, side and total. And the good news is this. If you want to go ahead and check out my current Patreon record, you can actually do that for free right now. It's located right on the homepage, and all you have to do is click the link in the description section below. I'll also include a link in the comments section below as well. And once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get back into some more free lines and purslines right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got Carazo squaring off against Chinandega in a 5 p.m. Eastern showdown. Chinandega's -5, totals 152, juice to the under. And if you like Carazo in an upset, they're currently plus 150 on the money line. And speaking of Carazo, they're coming off a tough 7-point loss to León in the tournament opener. They did manage to hold the much stronger León squad to 78 points in that matchup. Meanwhile, on the other side, Chinandega suffered an embarrassing double-digit first-round loss to the likes of Huiapa. Chinandega was blown out by 16 points, giving up 90 in the tourney opener. Now, total-wise, seems like this opening number is a tad high. Both offenses scoring in the low 70s in their tournament openers, respectively. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward another dog catching the points. Give me Carazo +5 and the under 152 in that contest. All right, next contest, it is going to be Costa Caribe taking on Buaco in a 5 p.m. contest. Caribe is -13.5 with the total at 145 and a hook. And if you like Buaco in an upset, they're currently plus 575 for some money line cash. And speaking of Buaco, today marks their first matchup of Torneo Carlos Ulloa. Meanwhile, on the other side, Costa Caribe is coming off a solid 5-point victory over Leones de Managua, where they held the Leones to just 62 total points and just 11 points in the first quarter. Now, total-wise, we're looking at a slower-paced Caribe squad who really likes to put down the clamps defensively. I'm going to lean toward the under in this spot here. Give me Costa Caribe -13.5 and the under 145 and a hook in that contest. Next matchup, it is going to be Nandaime taking on Marajapa in a 5 p.m. tip-off. Marajapa is the massive 20-point favorite with a total at 149 and a hook. And if you like Nandaime in an upset, they're plus 1,100 on the money line. And guys, I hate doing this. I rarely do this, but I literally have no information about this game. If you have an opinion on it, let me know what you think in the comment section below. But unfortunately, guys, I hate doing this, but I'm going to have to take a pass on this contest. That's right. I took a free pass. Just a complete jerk move. But anyway, next matchup, it is going to be Ribas squaring off against Masatepe in a 5 p.m. Eastern tip-off. Ribas are -15.5 with the total at 144 and a hook. And if you like Masatepe in an upset, they're plus $7 on the money line. And speaking of Masatepe, they're coming off one of the most lopsided losses I've seen in recent years. They squared off against Real Esteli in the tournament opener and got shell-shocked in a 62-point loss, where after the first quarter, they found themselves with just 6 points. And by halftime, unfortunately, they were already down by 47. Esteli pounded Masatepe by the final of 100-38 in an absolute debacle. Now, Ribas on the other side is coming off an opening round loss themselves, but did manage to hold their opponents, El Rama, to just 68 total points. Matter of fact, Ribas was actually leading this game after the first quarter and saw themselves down by just 5 heading into the final minutes. Now, total-wise, these two squads combined for just 97 total points between the two of them in their opening round games. Looks like another lean toward the under for me. Give me Ribas -15.5 and the under 145 and a hook in that contest. Next and final matchup, Tipitapa taking on Huiapa in a 5 p.m. showdown. Tipitapa is the 5-point favorite with the total at an even 159, juice to the over. If you like Huiapa in an upset, they're currently plus $1.50. But despite being the 5-point dogs in this matchup here, Huiapa's coming off an impressive 16-point double-digit victory over Chinandega in the opening round. Matter of fact, they were up by double digits after the first period and put up 34 in the third to give themselves a 14-point double-digit lead going into the final quarter. Tipitapa on the other side found themselves in a high-flying matchup against San Isidro in the opening round, giving up 86 total points despite getting the win. Matter of fact, Tipitapa gave up a 30 spot to San Isidro in the third quarter, totally diminishing their lead heading into the fourth. Now, total-wise, looks like this should be a fun one, as Tipitapa's fast pace could potentially lead to some scoring. Both Tipitapa and Huiapa managed to score over 90 points total in their prior matchups, respectively. looks like a pretty promising spot for overbetters. So with all that said and done, I think we're going to have ourselves a close matchup that comes down to the wire. Give me Huihapa +5 and the over 159 in that contest. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/frogpage. Shout out to Brandon Saunders, Chemo136, Jeremy Wesley, Sharesta Gupta, Joseph Moylan, Bill McMahon, Tanner Ivy, Kyle McGrath. Also want to give a shout out to Shane Michelin, Going Crazy, Browns2220. Shout out to Fartley. Shout out to Blaine Lyons, Billy Boogaloo. And last but certainly not least, got to give a shout out to my man, Armando Garcia. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Sunday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.